Welcome to the DJNTV Chill Room Chat, your space to unwind and talk shop. This episode is sponsored by MadeByDJs.com, innovative tools designed specifically by DJs for DJs. DJEventPlanner.com, the industry standard for streamlining your business and booking faster. And DJRequests.com, the easiest way to manage your dance floor's vibe in real time. Support the show by using our Amazon affiliate link at DJNTV.com/Amazon. Now, let's get into the mix.
Roll it.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Karaoke Chaos. That's what I like calling it.
Yeah.
John Young likes to call it live chat with KJs. And he says, real KJs. You know, I don't know how real we are, but we are KJs. You know, welcome Elvis Rowan in the house again tonight. Round of applause. I like it when Elvis is in the house because he has some nice views. Yeah. He always has some good views and points to whatever the conversation may be. Matt, well, he's just here for the ride. You know, he's here for the ratings. Yeah. Yeah. He shaved. Did you shave tonight? Yeah. No. You look good. No?
I'm scruffy.
Well, some girls like that. And Kevin. Kevin likes that on you. Speaking of Kevin, he's not with us tonight.
It's all gray, though.
Kevin's in the background. He's here, but he's not, so to speak. He may join us in the chat, or he can pop in on camera and join us at any time. He's always welcome in here. Here's my question tonight. And again, this is a lot of newbie karaoke DJs watch these shows on YouTube and listen to us on Spotify to kind of get ideas. Now, here is one that it just came to me because we're all discussing off camera here. What are we going to talk about tonight? And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I got it. And of course, Matt and Elvis goes, what? Because they don't like being spontaneous, you know? No. But here it is. Do you ever go Facebook Live at one of your karaoke shows?
No, I don't. I know there's certain like copyright laws and stuff that you can get in trouble with, but I know you can do like 15 seconds or something like that of recording without getting flagged.
Yeah. Matt, how about you?
Nope. I don't even take pictures, actually.
Well, you have videos of you singing at your show.
I have. Yep, that's true. But I've never.
Which you posted.
Yep. There's been a couple of times where I have done that. Yep.
Have you ever had any of yours denied or taken off?
Not that I'm aware of, but
because it's not original artist, so they can't knock you for that. It's karaoke. It's that's already. What's the word?
I have to go back and look and see if those are still up or not.
Yeah.
It's not original artist, so yeah. Unless you actually sound like 110% like the actual artist, because the music kind of sounds about, the same, I've never gotten flagged for doing it, but here's the problem with doing this, and I'm happy to hear that neither one of you do it. Let's just say, for instance, you're doing like a live and you're going across the crowd, right? And go up to the singer singing and then go to the crowd again. Perhaps somebody in that audience don't want to be on that damn camera for their own reason. They may have a warrant out for them or, whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying.
No.
Oh my God, that's Uncle Charlie. I've been looking for that guy. I mean, this may sound silly to you guys, but it could happen,
Yep.
And if and when I would do this, I would say on the mic, you guys ready? I'm going to go live on Facebook in 30 seconds. If you don't want to be on camera, go outside, go to the bathroom, get out of here. You got 30 seconds, and usually, everybody do, oh, cheering, acting, and that's what I want. There's good advertisement.
Yeah.
And then I'll turn the camera around to me. Come on down to Thirsty First, 103 Market Street, Lowell. The party's happening till 1:30 a.m. and then go off.
Mm.
But I don't do that as much as I used to when I first started doing karaoke. I used to do that quite a bit. But I kind of get out of it. I just stopped doing it. Not all right. I'll admit it. It's because I'm lazy now. I'm lazy. I can't. And it's not so much lazy. It's
You just don't rap.
back when I first started doing this, technology was much easier than it is today. It has expanded. Now you got wireless this and wireless that, and you got to keep your eye on the signals, and you got to queue up everybody's get them ready to sing. I really don't have time to be doing that on top of all this. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. Elvis, you got anything to add to this? Just
No,
oh,
no, it's basically I mean, I like do like that you would page it out, you know. I usually would like if I was doing the Facebook Live, I would be just going around my karaoke singers because like where I DJ at is kind of separated. And there was one big room where all like people would dance and where our karaoke happens, and then the bar area is farther behind. So
right.
I probably wouldn't walk around the whole bar, but like my booth is right in the back of the karaoke room. So I mean, I would just do a broadband, this kind of swoop. But yeah, asking would be nice. Like I would ask my karaoke singers, "Is it right if I record you?" You know, I'm just throwing it up on my Facebook. You know, for the let people know there's
Well,
karaoke here.
at
Is it all
least
right?
you're nice enough to
Yeah,
ask. I
yeah.
didn't ask. I just said we're going live on Facebook in 30 seconds.
I just don't
If
want
you
to
don't want to
make
be
my
in this,
karaoke
go.
singers
Yeah.
like uncomfortable. You know, or if they maybe I
I
can
did.
sing.
I announced it one night, and the guy that was actually singing dropped the mic and ran out the front door.
But yeah,
No, I'm kidding. Now I'm being funny, but
but I
uh,
mean, I there's like some people they might be okay singing in front of the bar, but maybe they don't want to have their voice broadcast on a platform. You know, so I would just ask the singer because I think that would be good because maybe I'm picking a new song and all of a sudden you decide that you want to record me and I feel like I'm gonna sing like I'm not gonna sing good and then you record me and put it on Facebook.
Mm.
I probably wouldn't want that. I'd probably want to go to one of my more go-to songs that I sing that I know I have more control over and my voice is good, you know. But I would always
here's
ask.
a little project I worked on for a while uh, during karaoke shows. I would actually record them live. Anything that came out of my mixer, because it was USB on the back, I could do, and that would go into my other laptop. And I had Audacity or whatever on that,
Mhm.
Mm.
and record first note to last note of their song. And then I would title it Elvis Rowan, uh, whatever song you did, right? And save it. Now I could burn that to a CD live on the spot, sell it for 5, 10 bucks to you, Elvis, if you wanted it, you know?
That'd be kind of cool.
Mm.
That'd be kind of neat.
But I got into the habit to record everybody that sang
Yeah.
because it
Yeah.
was just,
Files everywhere.
yeah, no, I would just delete them at the end of the night, whoever didn't want a CD of their performance. This is still something you guys can do, and you can make a few bucks, but is it worth your time? 5, 10 bucks. I bet you most people would spend 15 or 20 now
Mm.
just to have themselves on a CD that, hey, this is me singing that song at karaoke,
Yeah.
you know? But CD, maybe not so much. Maybe a USB drive instead. Nobody has CD players in their cars anymore, you know? But we all have that USB. I think most cars
Flash
still
drive.
have those. Yeah, yeah. So you put that in and bang, here I am singing at the club 2 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can, as a singer, listen to yourself, figure out what you need to change. You know, people like hearing themselves, and I
Yep.
don't. I hate hearing myself. I absolutely hate it. I don't like listening to me. And just like my wife, she hates listening to me. You know, so I kind of get it, you know. But here's the other thing we'll touch on real quick, and because we got time limits now on here. But as you're setting up, right, you're bringing your stuff into the venue to set up, and you've already and we always get there an hour, right, at least an hour ahead of time, right, before we have to start, right.
Usually.
I always give myself at least an hour, you know, and if I'm not feeling well, I'll give myself 90 minutes, if I, you know, just so I don't have to rush and, you
Yep.
know, you ever get bombarded with people coming up to you as you're trying to set up and just, and it's not even a regular, maybe. It's somebody, oh, what are you doing? What's happening tonight? What do you
Uh,
do? Well, you know, and you just want to, okay, look, yeah, this karaoke, the signs in the window, you know, says it on the board outside, karaoke tonight at 9, you know,
mm-hmm.
that's what's happening tonight, you know. Uh, but now they all of a sudden they want to tell you about their day and you're
Yeah.
busy trying to set up. Yeah, Matt's laughing because you know this must have
True.
happened to you. And it's like, oh yeah, well, I was at the doctor's today and I had an MRI, and I'm like, well, that's cool. But I'm trying to concentrate and get my equipment set up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The guy can see me working up a sweat. I'm surprised he didn't call 911 thinking I was having a heart attack. You know, I'm like, I'm trying to get this set up to, you know, but how do you nicely say that without coming off being rude? That's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm getting at here. It's like, can you brush these people off without being rude? Because I have a hard time with that. I do. And if you guys can help me out and everybody watching, like, what do you do? What do you do with these people? Matt?
Yeah. Well, generally the majority of the ones that come up to me are trying to verbally sign up for karaoke with me
Yeah.
before anybody else, you know. So, and you're trying to, you'll have to like, if I have like five people that do that, I got to remember their name. I got to remember what song they're doing, what version they want. And
Yeah,
it's
and
just
you're
like,
not in no position to write all this down while you're trying to set
no,
up either. Right. Yeah.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
I'm putting speakers up and I'm running wires and I'm not
Mm,
gonna remember this. So after I get set up and I get the app going and whatnot, then you can sign up on your phone or whatever. And
right.
here's
Like everybody else.
and
Yeah.
here's the flyer that has my QR code on it. So scan that, get the app all ready to go, and then when I launch it, then fire away.
I got people here and there that go, oh, my phone ain't working. Can I just tell you what I want? And you know, I'm a sucker. I give them like, all right, hurry up. What is it? You know, and then I'll manually type it in for them. And it's always the same people every week, like, oh, you still haven't fixed your phone, huh? You know? But you get it. And
Yeah,
some
that's
people
why I
just
bring this
not,
bad boy with me.
The phone charger.
yeah, a little charger there.
Little
Yeah.
brick,
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a guy that his phone was dead or whatever, and I'm like, here, put that, plug that sucker in, and you'll be it's a fast charger, so you'll be charged up in like maybe I don't know 30, 45 minutes. So
Yeah. Until then, leave me alone. Look, I get it. Some people just they use that phone as an excuse. Either A, they're being lazy, they don't want to be bothered with, or B, which I get, some people just aren't tech savvy,
Yep, I was just gonna
and
say
they
that.
don't get it. Maybe they tried scanning it and they're lost. They don't, they'd
Yeah, or
rather
they think
tell
it's too much
you,
work.
no, they'd rather tell you,
Yeah,
look, I, they don't want to tell you, I don't know what I'm
yeah,
doing.
yeah.
But if they did, I could spend 2 minutes and walk them through it. And after that, they would never have an issue again.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, they want to come up and just tell me, my phone's not working or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
Let me help you. I will. I
yeah.
don't mind taking time out to help you go through that app,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, I
And
had one of my regulars. Um, he's always had to. He thinks he could just come up and tell me. Like if he wants to do walking in Memphis, he'll just come up and go Memphis, and I'm like, and I know what he's talking about. You know what I mean? But
mhm.
and because and he's got the app, he's followed along on the app, and I'm like, dude, all you got to do is like, you can find your song and it tells you what the version is or whatever, and you just tap on it and hit send, and I finally got him acclimated to the app. Finally, after like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years now.
Oh well,
But yeah, and you
Some
and
people,
you
it
know
just
him,
takes
Elvis, you
time,
know him.
probably.
Oh yeah, he's one of my regulars at the beer stew.
It got to the point, Matt and Elvis, it got to the point where it was always the same people asking me
Hmm.
about, hey, can I just tell you what I want?
Yeah.
And let's face it, guys, we're too busy. That's why we have this app in place.
Yep.
Leave me alone, basically, but in a nice way. You're still going to get up. I'm still going to know what you want, but you got to go through my QR and that's it.
Yep.
Mhm.
And sometimes these same people that kept coming up, I would just say, I can't, I can't even manually type you in anymore. It has to go through that. If you go over there and you ask Tom, Tom knows how to run this well, and he'll spend all night with you to make sure you know what you're doing.
Yep.
I
Yep.
do have a few guys out there that gladly help you get on and do what you need to do,
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
that's the nicest way I could tell it.
Yeah.
But if I see a 90-year-old woman, which ain't often, and I know she's got the old flip phone, they don't like change. Of course, I'm going to manually put her in.
Yep.
She's not, you know what I mean? I mean, you make exceptions. That's what I'm trying to say, just like we all do. You'll make exceptions, but there comes to a point where you can't always make an exception for everybody, especially when you know they have an iPhone or,
Yep.
yeah, you could do this. Just figure it out. Or go to Tom or Bill, like and they will help you. They don't care.
Mhm.
They want to help you, you know?
Yep.
Yes, please, Elvis.
I actually thought of a solution. I mean, it's going back old school, but what I always do before, when I first set up my stuff, or when I walk into the bar, usually I'm starting to move some chairs and tables, but generally I go up to my DJ booth and I just have a stack of papers and I throw two pens on the table that I use for my karaoke sign up, and I just when people come up, I'm like, hey, how you doing? And then once they start kind of talking, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude to you, but if you want, you can put your song requests on one of those pieces of paper, put your name, the song, the artist, and just leave it
Hmm.
on the table for me. I'll grab it when I am fully set up, and I'll make sure you're entered. Right. I'm like, I really just need to get everything cleaned up and stuff. So,
Right.
like, I don't have to set up at the bar I'm at. Mine's
Yep.
actually always set up. Like once in a great while, I have to tear down and then put it back up the next day or whatever if they have a live band.
So
But
you just leave your stuff there.
yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
it's
that's
not.
nice.
It's actually the bars.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
a
it's their
semi.
stuff. Oh,
Yep,
oh,
Yeah, it's
yep.
like a
So
semi-permanent install.
yeah, but
oh.
like
Well,
I mean, I still move the
excuse
tape.
us.
Yeah, I
You
know,
know,
right?
we don't have that luxury.
Yeah,
But
right.
but like I move the tables, I move chairs, and I usually am sweeping up, cleaning up like after a fish fry. You know, there's chunks of fish on the floor, or bubble gum or something. You know, there's candy machines.
You
You
don't
know,
save that for later? No.
only if they look good. A lot of them don't look good. Some of them have a hair. I can blow it off a little bit, but
Right. Yeah.
but that's how I combat that. Is I just I'm like, hey, I have some slips of paper over on the table over there. I point to the table. I'm like, I'm be more than happy to help you out. If I'm like, give me like 15, 20 minutes. I'm gonna finish this stuff up. If you need some help, otherwise you just put your name, the song, the artist, and leave it on the table, and I will grab it.
Mhm.
And that's what I'll tell even the group. I'm like,
Well,
hey, if you guys are wanting, I'll sign up. Right now, I don't have my QR code on. I don't have my computer on right now.
right.
Right now, I'm just doing some odds and ends stuff. I'm like, just write it down and put them in a nice stack on the table, and I will put them all in when I get up there.
Well, that's very nice. You're still accommodating them,
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. And
So I
you just
think
tell
that's great.
them. Most people are like nice about it, but there are some that go, oh, like I've had them where, what time you start? Well, I start at 9 o'clock. It's 9 till 1:45. And oh, you can't start early. Well, I'm like, well, I really can't. I'm still not set up. And I've had them. They get mad at me, or they'll leave, or they'll say that they have to go. And sometimes I'll even do 10 minutes early. Just to help them out. So they have to go. All of a sudden they sing their one song, all of a sudden they want to put another song in.
Yeah.
So as that stuff that I just learned that, I try to just do the paperwork of have them fill it out and say, when I'm ready, I will let you sing. But right now I'm setting up stuff. I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
If there's one thing that would be ideal for me at all the venues that I've like, if I had my dream scenario at every venue that I play at, it would be where a situation where I don't have to move any tables or anything. Like
Yeah.
at Mancini's, I can just roll into the stage area and boom, I can set up without having to move anything.
Yeah, that's
You
nice.
know, but the beer tube, I
Yeah.
got tables I gotta move, and I mean it just adds like at least like 15,
I
20
feel
minutes.
bad. I feel bad for you both, having to do that. Where I'm at, I'm always in one area, like one place I'm on a little stage with little two stairs going up, big deal. You know,
Hmm.
that's my area. And using my tables up there ready for me to just drop what I need on it and do my thing. I couldn't imagine waiting till, and what if somebody's eating dinner while you're trying to
Exactly.
set up?
You're
You're gonna
stuck.
wait,
You're
right?
stuck
Yeah.
Yeah,
waiting. Yeah.
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 Yep.
Like I don't have to move tables and chairs if I don't want to, but I always do because I have the room to actually have like a somewhat of a dance floor. And I still
Hmm.
I miss the days when I was going to the club or bars and clubs or whatever and dancing with people or having fun. Sing
Sure.
alongs, having your friends go up to the dance floor and sing along with you and cheer you on. But so I just do the moving of chairs and tables just because I want people to have that opportunity to have that
Well,
fun with
that
friends.
gives them, and you know what else that creates, Elvis, is audience participation. It gets them all involved now.
Yep. This
If they're
Friday
all
I had
scattered throughout they're not get all involved at this point. So I get what you're doing, and I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like this last Friday, we actually had like 20 people on the dance floor singing, and with our karaoke singers and stuff, they had a blast, and really made me very happy to see people smiling and laughing, having a good time.
We don't care if you were happy, but
No,
the
I wasn't
singer,
ever happy. No,
the
no.
singer was happy, right?
No, the
And
singer
the
was happy.
people there were
Table.
happy. That's
Hmm.
what matters, that you
Yep.
did your job. And if you didn't move those tables, what would have happened? That probably wouldn't have happened, right? I mean, yeah.
Yep.
So sometimes you go above and beyond what our job duty's supposed to be, right, at these places.
Yep.
Like Elvis said, I don't have to move those, but I do it because this is the atmosphere Elvis wants. So he
Hmm.
does it.
Yep.
Matt, you're in a situation where
Good.
you're in a restaurant, so you have to wait.
Yep.
in order to move these tables, you know?
Yep.
And how many times, just
Well,
be honest, how
my
many
Sunday,
times have you been late starting because these
it's
people
happened.
took too long? Yeah, right. I mean, but it's not
Yeah.
on you. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Like my Sunday place. You know, the regular crowd that I bring in, that regular group or whatever, they like to have one big long table that takes up this whole area right in front of the bar, and then whatever. So they all like to sit together, one big long table. And so, but when you walk in there, there's like two tables here, and then one table here, and then another table here, and then there's four tables over here, and I gotta like, finagle all these tables into one big long table for them, and it just adds like 15, 20 minutes to my setup time, and I gotta do that before I can even roll my card in there to get myself set up. So I mean, so I got to get there like an hour and a half before my start time in order for me to completely get through all of that and my setup in
We
order
can
to.
actually title this video, going above and beyond as a KJ too, because I think we all brought up some above and beyonds that we do. And, we got to wrap it up, guys.
Yep.
So I want to, help keep us on the air. When you go shopping on Amazon, type in DJNTV/Amazon.com. Keep us on the air. That helps us a lot. There's another sponsor, just quite a bit, but Matt, just name off one. We're
Oh,
running out of time.
DJ Event Planner.
There you go, DJEventPlanner.com. Check them out. And guys, really, until next week, Elvis, I hope to see you next week. Maybe, who knows? It might be
Okay.
3 in a row with Elvis, I hope.
Hey.
And next week, Dennis will be back. We had to start late tonight due to schedules tonight. And I'm not going to lie, I'm going to blame it on Elvis. He couldn't be here till late. So everybody else said, I ain't going on that late. But Elvis, next week, we love you, man. Matt, I love you. We'll talk to you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you guys. Good night.